Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Smart Indian Agriculture on the federal.com. I am Vivian Fernandez. Andhra Pradesh is an agriculturally vibrant state. Until its bifurcation in 2014, it was the third largest producer of rice. But now Punjab has taken its position as the third largest producer. But Andhra Pradesh still continues to produce a lot of rice. About half of its cultivated area is occupied by that crop. But rice is a crop that is diminishing in profitability. What is Andhra Pradesh doing to make its agriculture more financially and environmentally sustainable? To talk about this, we have with us Mr. MVS Reddy. Mr. Reddy is an MSc from Allahabad University in plant genetics and plant breeding. He is also a large farmer. Mr. Reddy, thank you very much for making the time and welcome to this program.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Reddy, you are growing paddy or rice on your 100-acre farm in Vijayawada. Now you have shifted almost entirely to fish farming. Why did you do that?
Sir, 90% of my farm I shifted to fish farming. In 1992, I shifted to fish farming, sir, because fish farming is more profitable than the paddy cultivation. Because entire India is more surplus on paddy. So no state is having a demand of rice. So previously we used to export our rice to Tamil Nadu, Kerala and some other states. There is a shortage of rice production at the time, before 20 years. Now we are more surplus. Every state is surplus on paddy. So our total production is both including Kharif and Rabi, 135 lakhs metric tons of paddy we are producing. Out of that 135 lakhs, 80 lakhs metric tons is we are procuring for the PDS distribution system. We have to do the remaining thing. So there is a consumption per capita.
I got the point, because fish rearing obviously is very profitable. If you look at a 17-year period, the value addition in fisheries per year was 6.72% compared to the value addition in cereal crops, which was 2.4%. So Andhra produces 31% of the country's fish. Sir, would you recommend fish farming to your other Andhra farmers?
No, sir. It is not possible. It is a area specific and environmental specific crop, sir. If we recommend apple to the AP farmers, what happens, sir? So it is a environmentally growing plant in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh only.
Mr. Reddy, what I'm saying is, those farmers who have the land and water, would you recommend that they grow fish instead of rice?
Already more than 2 lakh hectares were converted into aquaculture, sir. Where there is a possibility to convert into aquaculture, 90% of the area was already converted into aquaculture, sir. So it needs nearly 300 days water availability, and it should be in the mean sea level of 15 to 17 feet from mean sea level. So if we cultivate the fish in elevated areas, we can't maintain the water level there because of the seepage.
Are you saying that all the land in Andhra Pradesh that was suitable for fish farming has actually shifted to fish farming, and now there's very little good land that can be shifted to fish? Rice is a water guzzling crop, and the government of India wants farmers to shift out of rice. Is that happening in Andhra? The government has launched oil palm mission, and now it is assuring minimum support prices for fresh fruit bunches. Are Andhra farmers shifting to oil palm, for example, instead of from paddy?
The area which is growing in oil palm area is not at all a rice growing area, sir. Already previously also it is a horticulture area. The mango farmer is shifting to oil palm and other elevated areas, and the soil which area which is having a plenty of groundwater and plenty of a dry land. It should be a dry land also. Palm oil cultivation is not an alternative crop to paddy. Only aquaculture is the alternative to paddy in delta areas, and our government is encouraging to farmers to cultivating paddy in bore wells. Definitely, we are encouraging them to go shift to maize or jowar first, major cereals, sir, or even minor millets also. Our CM Garu is also very much cautious on that issue. He is every time he is advising to shift to the maize and jowar, paddy farm, under the bore wells.
Sir, but will that happen? Will that diversification happen because the Andhra government is providing free electricity for 9 hours to farmers? In which case, why should farmers shift at all? If the electricity is free and if they can draw groundwater, why will they shift?
Sir, the electricity is free, sir, but the production cost of the paddy is becoming more than the MSP. So it is not, the farmer is not getting a remuneration on paddy cultivation. So maize is selling above the MSP. So now 1850 is the MSP of the maize. Now the market price is 2,600 rupees of maize per quintal. So there is a demand for aquaculture. There is a demand for cattle feed. And there is an export is also there maize. So that's why we are advising them to shift to the maize or jowar. Paddy totally nowadays there is a plenty of surplus of rice is there with the government of India also. There is a 2.7 times buffer stocks they are having. So without exporting to the Africa, in other countries also, only in African countries are having the demand of rice. But Pakistan and Thailand is sending the rice cheaper than the Indian rice, sir, to the African countries.
So sometime back, we had this controversy of Telangana. Last year also, Telangana was protesting. Even this year, Telangana has been protesting that the government is not procuring enough rice. And the rice which Telangana produces is actually boiled rice. The government is saying that there's not enough demand for it in the public distribution system. Is that the same problem in Andhra as well? Do you have a surplus of boiled rice?
Sir, actually, Andhra Pradesh, particularly Krishna, Godavari, Penna Delta, calling as a rice bowl of South India. It is calling, previously it was called as a Annapurna. So our production of before division of the Andhra Pradesh, coastal areas are the predominant areas for paddy culture. Now Telangana government is concentrating everywhere in Telangana. Please cultivate paddy, cultivate paddy. They crossed the production of 2 lakh 40 tons, 2 lakh 40,000 metric tons. 2 crores above ours is the 1 crore 35 lakh metric tons. Telangana is now producing 2 crore 40 lakhs metric tons of rice. That's why the problem is arising. Their state government is doing. They encouraged the paddy. Now they are facing the entire problem. So Andhra Pradesh paddy farmer is also facing problem, but not to that extent. We are procuring the paddy both either by central government or by the state government. 80 lakh above 80 lakh metric tons of paddy we are procuring, sir.
But is this raw rice or is it boiled rice?
No, boiled rice nowadays nobody is. Previously Kerala and Tamil Nadu is the major demand for the boiled rice, sir. Now they are also producing paddy. Tanjavur Delta is producing more paddy, so they are producing boiled rice to their which we needed for the extent. So no demand for boiled rice in other states, sir. So ours is a predominant. Our rice mills are the previously before 10 years. Our entire rice mills are the concentrated on boiled rice production. Now there was no demand of boiled rice in any other state. Andhra people never eat boiled rice, sir. Even Telangana people never eat boiled rice, sir. Only by depending on Kerala and Tamil Nadu, we produced the boiled rice. Now there is no demand in Kerala and Tamil Nadu for importation from the outside states, sir. That's why this problem is arising. And
So
everywhere.
you are saying that rice is not a very profitable crop. The profitability is diminishing. You are also saying that your neighboring state, Telangana, is encouraging rice cultivation. So in which case, what is Andhra doing to diversify its agriculture? I mean, are you persuading farmers to shift out of paddy, let's say, to grow other crops?
Sir,
Because of course you mentioned.
our honorable CM Garu is a very concentration on this agriculture and production, sir. He is having a full knowledge on that system of agriculture. So now I am not a farmer's leader. Our honorable CM Garu is the farmer's leader. So he has taken a decision well advanced to that. Please shift the don't cultivate the paddy in bore wells. This is his advice. But whereas in Telangana, without looking for the future, they encouraged the paddy everywhere. In lift irrigation scheme, under the lift irrigation scheme, they encouraged the paddy everywhere. There, ours is Sona Musori is the familiar variety from Andhra Pradesh. One variety RNR 15048, that is variety from the Rajendra Nagar. Honorable CM of Telangana announced that we are having one more variety of Sona, Telangana Sona. He encouraged a lot for production of paddy. So now they are facing a major problem on paddy selling and procurement, sir. We are not facing such a problem because our Honorable CM Garu, well in advance, he advised to divert the paddy, particularly on borewells. Don't cultivate the paddy and depending on borewells. So there is alternative crops. We advise horticulture. Horticulture is a profitable now. So
Yes.
whenever, whenever
Mr.
there is a
Reddy,
chance,
yeah, Mr. Reddy, horticulture is profitable, and Andhra Pradesh has announced gives minimum support prices for some horticultural and vegetable products items. But do you procure those fruits and vegetables? Because once you procure, how do you sell it? How do you distribute it? In the case of rice, wheat, there is the public distribution system. In the case of horticultural produce, once you announce the minimum support prices, do you procure those items? And if you procure those, what do you do with them? How do you distribute them?
sir, we announced minimum support prices to banana, lemon, and some vegetables also. Whenever it comes down below the MSP, our marketing department enter into the market, and we are procuring the products through marketing department. And we are having a Raitu Bazaars in entire Andhra Pradesh. And Raitu Bazaars means selling of vegetables and fruits, particularly the places are calling as a Raitu Bazaars. So through those Raitu Bazaars, we are selling the procured product in those Raitu Bazaars. Even sometimes we are getting loss also. So to avoid the particularly loss to the farming sector, we are procuring the perishable goods also and selling those goods in the Raitu Bazaars. So bearing some margin loss to the by the state government.
So instead of bearing that loss, can't you just process the fruits and vegetables that you procure? How is Andhra Pradesh encouraging the food processing industry?
Sir, our Honorable CM Garu very much serious in this food processing system. He is planning to establish one food processing unit in every parliament. Nowadays, 26 parliaments constituencies are there. We are establishing a 26 food processing units in entire state by spending a 16,000 crores of rupees. So it is in a process, sir. Within a short time, we are going to start the processing units, particularly our food processing units, sir.
Sir, the central government has a program called PMKisan, where it gives 6,000 rupees to each farmer family per year. Andhra Pradesh is giving 13,500, and the balance, that is 7,500, is being met by the state. And that's a huge cost. Do you think that the government should give doles to farmers, to agricultural families, or should that money be used to create infrastructure for agriculture, or to get people out of agriculture into more profitable activities like manufacturing and services?
No, sir. So nowadays, input costs are getting increasing. So labor wages are getting increasing. Our MSPs are not supposed to increase of MSPs are not balancing the increase of input costs. That's why Government of India is giving some money supporting, or our state is giving more than the Government of India support. It is needed, sir. Otherwise, the cost of rice production is nowadays, it is costing nearly more than 2,000 rupees. Our MSP of rice is 19,000 rupees. How he can cultivate the paddy or any, all crops are like that, sir. So that's why we are giving support to the farming community. Either we have to give a profitable price, or we have to give some subsidies to the farming sector. So if as a farmer's leader, I am not asking for the subsidy. I am always asking for a profitable price. So government of India or state governments has to look into a consumer market also. That's why to avoid the increase of prices in the consumer market, we are giving some support to the farming community. It is needed,
Yes.
sir. Government of India is not giving that money to the tenant farmers. In AP, we are giving total 13,500 rupees to the tenant farmers, beared by the state government only, sir.
Yeah, but I find that out of 324 crore rupees was given as loan to crop cultivators under the Crop Cultivator Rights Act. And there are about 1.5 lakh crop cultivator card holders, but only 60,000 farmers, only 60,000 tenant cultivators got the loan. Why is the number so less? Why is it that only half of the what you call card holders, crop cultivator card holders, why did they avail of this loan, and why not more people? Because obviously they will be more needy.
Sir, definitely we have to support the tenant farmer. The farmer who is cultivating land is, my opinion, he is only the farmer. So some people, majority of the people are now, the people are having land, but they are the non-farming farmers. So already that land is registered on their name itself only. They have taken a crop loan from the bank. So a second, only bank support to one survey number, one crop loan. So he is not clearing the landowner is not clearing the loan taken from the bank. So he can't support to the second loan for same survey number. Na? That's why this problem is coming. But we are concentrating more on this issue because the people who are cultivating the land, we have to support them. Otherwise, in a near future, we will get a major problem in the entire Indian agriculture system, sir.
Yeah. Sir, can you tell us, for the benefit of our audience, how is the Crop Cultivators Rights Act 2019 an improvement over the Tenancy Act? How does it reassure farmers, landholders, that when they give their land on rent, they will not lose title to it?
No, sir. Previous Land Tenancy Act, it was there, sir. And that's why we have entirely changed the Tenancy Act. Only it is a 11 months agreement period only. No renewal, no extension. So the tenant farmer didn't have any right on the land because with that fear only, landowner is not giving the tenancy certificate or signature to the tenant farmer, sir. Still, only 25 to 30% we achieved the target, sir. Even in Andhra Pradesh also, our first state implementing the Raitu Bharosa distribution to the tenant farmer is first state of Andhra Pradesh. But in ground level, we are seriously concentrating to increase that number to maximum extent. But there is a problem. There is
That's right. Sir, about 4.15 lakh crop cultivator cards have been issued. What is the number of tenant farmers in Andhra Pradesh? I think about 30% of Andhra's cultivated land area is actually given as informal lease. So this 4 lakhs, I'm sure, would be about a third of the total population of tenant farmers.
Sir, actually in Delta area, not 30%, sir. 70 to 80% people land is doing by the tenant farmers, particularly in Delta area. But they are already having a 1 acre or 2 acres land. The small farmer converting into a tenant farmer, small agriculture labor converting into a tenant farmer. The person who is having a 2 acres of land and he is doing again 3 acres of land as a tenancy. He is getting the land by mortgaging his 2 acres loan. He is getting the loan by mortgaging his 2 acres. But the agriculture labor who converted as a tenant farmer, he didn't have any land on his name. So any financial institution giving loan, definitely they have to see for security. There is a problem. But JLG groups and the joint liability groups and in Raitu Mitra groups, they are giving, encouraging the farmers to give a loan, sir. But the rate of interest is comparatively little higher than the crop loans, sir. They are giving the Raitu Mitra groups, bankers are giving loans to the Raitu Mitra groups. But the interest is little bit higher than the crop loan, sir.
So, Mr. Reddy, what you are saying is that even though the tenant farmers they have crop cultivator cards, that does not automatically entitle them to loans because they have to offer security as well, and they don't have that security, which is why they form these joint liability groups or self-help groups, and then take loans on the basis of a collective collateral. I mean,
Ah, ah.
collective security.
Collective security, sir. Ah,
So one more point. One of the reasons before you went into aquaculture in 1992, you were doing organic farming. You were growing
ah,
rice and other crops
ah,
without chemicals.
ah.
What is the reason that you gave up non-chemical agriculture?
Sir, still I am doing organic farming, particularly paddy, sir, because of the health problems who are now on increase of there is a cancer cases are getting increasing, kidney failures are increasing, so some more infections because of the pesticidal food. Not only pesticidal food, sir, per cap even in milk from the dairies packed in
Sir,
the
but you're growing rice. You are doing rice organically for your own consumption, not for sale
sir,
in the
no, sir.
market.
No, I started with 1 acre, sir. I extended to 5 acres. Then now I came down to 0.65 acre because marketing of an organic product is not at an easy, sir. It is not a low cost productive. So some people are saying that organic product is a zero productive cost. It is the wrong, sir. Organic production is little bit higher than the chemical production cost. So the consumer has to prepare to buy the product by paying an excess money for his health. So we have to concentrate on our family health, sir. So it is needed. That's why we are encouraging the organic farming. We have one organic policy also. We have prepared from the government of AP, sir. We are encouraging to do organic farming to some little extent, not to the entire extent. If we converted the entire extent into an organic farming, automatically the production will came down, sir. What happens in
Okay.
Sikkim? What happened in Sri Lanka? So we
Yes.
have to learn the examples from those states also. But
So are you providing?
organic production is.
Are you providing marketing support to farmers who do agriculture organically?
So we are giving outlets in Raitu Bazar, sir, particularly to the who are going. We are cultivating organic farming. We are encouraging them to give a outlet in Raitu Bazars.
Sir, the previous Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu, he wanted to convert the entire state to zero budget natural farming by 2024. He was also applauded by the United Nations Environmental Program, by the World Forestry Center, and he had, I think, a 16,000 crore rupee project, and even the French bank, BNP Paribas, was prepared to offer some loans. Now, what is the reason that Jagan Mohan Reddy has decided not to pursue that program and not to convert the entire state to 100% chemical-free farming?
Sir, Jagan Mohan Reddy garu is a practical man, sir. So Chandrababu Naidu garu is a theoretical man. So he didn't have a farmer's wing also in those parties. There is a farmer's wing, but he is not a farmer leader. He is not a farmer also. The president of that farmer's wing in his party is not at all a farmer. So I am a lifetime farmer. I did post-graduation in genetics and plant breeding. I am more than a scientist. I worked as a board member in ICR. Jagan Mohan Reddy garu announced me as a farmer's leader, president of farmers wing YSRCP. That itself shows that his intention to do cultivation, ground level practical knowledge. And myself, Jagan Mohan Reddy garu is the chairman of the AP State Agriculture Mission. So by announcing me as a vice chairman of this AP State Agriculture Mission, his intention is clearly shown that practicality is needed. So no, Chandrababu Naidu in that period, so I don't want to comment on that government, sir. In 14-15, our state 238 mandals are the dot mandals. 15-16, 359 mandals are the dot mandals. 16-17, 301 mandals are the dot mandals. 17-18, 128 mandals are dot mandals. 18-19, so 347 mandals in Kharif, 257 mandals in Rabi are the dot mandals. But every time he is talking that over crossed the drought, I control the sea. These are the words of the Chandrababu Naidu.
Sir, you raised a very important issue, and that is about climate change. And because of greenhouse gas emission, earth warming, we find that extreme weather events are becoming more frequent. How is Andhra trying to promote climate resilient agriculture? Can you tell us briefly?
Sir, actually, agriculture main dependent on climate, sir. So without climatic suitability, we can't do anything. If we support 20 rupees, because of the climatic conditions, he lose 50 rupees. So automatically they are facing the problem. So we are not saying that we are controlling the climate, but we are giving free electricity means in drought conditions, definitely we are giving free electricity. Definitely we are under the Jalakala, we are supporting the free bore wells. We are giving the free motors also. So whereas the drought situation prevails in particularly just like Anantapur and Kurnool Parliament area, even in Prakasam district, we are supporting which is needed to control in the critical situations, sir. That's why in 3 years of ruling of Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, no single mandal was declared as a drought mandal in Andhra Pradesh. It is clearly
what about micro irrigation, sir? Sprinkler and drip irrigation. Are you promoting it?
Sir, actually, so Chandrababu Naidu Garu left 40,000 crores debts without paying them, sir. In micro irrigation also 1,000 crores he left without paying, sir, to the companies. So there is some little bit of gap came down in paying all those debts, sir. Now we started a micro irrigation in a big way, sir. We have to support the micro irrigation, sir. Otherwise, we are getting good yields with the support of micro irrigation. We are getting quality yields with the support of micro irrigation. So particularly in by using a little water, sir. So it is needed. It is needed to support to a big way, sir. Government of India is also supporting the micro irrigation system, sir. We are also this year we started the supporting micro irrigation in a big way by paying 1,000 crores backlogs to the companies. We started this year.
The farmers of Andhra Pradesh, they are very enterprising, and I'm sure that with your practical wisdom, the state will be able to formulate many more very wise policies. On that note, Mr. MVS Nagi Reddy, thank you very much for joining us.